Boom, boom, boom. This is Jared, and I'm back. All right, man. I am the host of Warriors Quest, and you are in for a treat. I don't know if you've had dessert yet tonight, but this is going to be sweet. Put some Cool Whip on it. All right, we've got a great show tonight, man. Oh my gosh, I am so excited. All right, we've got a super guest. I mean, a kidney warrior who's strong. I mean, strong. All right, guns. All right, I don't know if you're ready to see his guns or if he's going to show you the guns, but he's got guns. He's kidney strong. All right, and I've got a co-host who's bringing it. All right, I've got a co-host. I'm going to introduce you to this guy, man. I'm giddy as a schoolgirl right now because this guy, you know him from Kidney Solutions. All right, kidney transplant recipient Kent Bressler. Yeah, I've got this guy on as a co-host, and we're bringing it on now. Man, I'm so excited. Wow. Okay, we've got Kent Bressler tonight. This is awesome. So here we go. The co-host video intro. Boom! Boom, boom, boom. Kent.
Good morning. I'll tell you what, I'm not showing you my guns, buddy. Ain't happening. I don't have any.
Colt 45 or, something?
No way.
All right.
And I tell you what, I probably should have took some extra cardiac medicine for this.
Yeah. You bet, man. This is going to be lit. All right. We've got it going tonight. We're going to rock it for this special kidney warrior, our guest tonight. All right, Rob Browder, and I'm excited to tell his story. But man, I'm just as giddy, like a schoolgirl, to have you on. All right.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
I was warned about you. I was told to be careful.
Yeah, be careful. Yeah. So
I'm glad to be here.
I'm glad to have you, brother. So, man, tell everybody, all right, Kerrville, Texas. Tell us a little bit about yourself. Introduce yourself for those that may not already be connected with you.
Well, I guess it's kind of pretty easy to start. I'm a kidney recipient. If it hadn't been for my brother, Kip, who lives in Wakefield, Nebraska, I wouldn't be here today. And April 30th of 1987, which if you do the math is 33 years ago, he gave me one of his kidneys. I think it was the right one. I don't remember, but he did give me one of his kidneys. And I've been working on it with it for 33 years. And I'm very, very happy that he did what he did.
So you're telling me that you've had it for how long?
33 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is an extended period of time, Ken.
Yeah. Same kidney, same
Uh-huh.
brother. And he's doing very well. He's now retired, as I am, and he was a postal carrier, and now he is a fisherman.
All right.
An extraordinary fisherman.
Uh-huh.
So he lives in Nebraska and fishes a lot in the lakes of South Dakota. So in general, he gave me the gift of life, if you will, but it allowed me to build a career. It allowed me to spend 20 plus years in the VA and 20 plus years in the private sector as a registered nurse. And I've had experience with just about every form of nursing that there is, but I really do enjoy now my retirement years because I get to work with the people I love, which is the kidney community. And I do that through an organization called Kidney Solutions, which can we do one of those shameless plugs?
Yes, let's do. Yeah,
okay.
Please do.
Yeah, you can find us at kidneysolutions.org.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't need to explain it any more than that. You go on, you'll see there's 20 plus faces on there right now looking for a kidney donor.
Nice.
And we work closely with them, and I like to tell them that we start, help you find a donor, then we're with you during the transplant, and then I follow you for the rest of your transplant life until you either fire me or I die.
Nice. I love that. That's awesome. That's loyalty, Ken. I like that. So, man, thank you for your service. My dad was in the Air Force for 20 years, and and I saw that he at the end of his life he did spend some time at the VA hospital, and I appreciate that man, that you've got a diverse sort of perspective. You're a kidney warrior.
Yes, I have a deep spot in my heart, and I guess if you're just going to plug yourself, which I don't usually do, but I will say that I'm going to draw my last breath working with kidney patients. So,
love it. I love it. Yeah. Well, man, that's I just like your diverse background, because military, which is impressive, and then what you did in the medical field is noteworthy, and now what you're doing with Kidney Solutions, man, that's awesome. I commend you. That's great.
Our main focus has changed considerably over the last couple of years. We've always been into preemptive transplant, and we're really looking to keep people off of dialysis. But we'll take anybody if they call and want to help finding a donor. They'll get the help they deserve and need.
Right.
But we're really working with the nephrology community to try to get them to work with us to give people a chance early on in a disease process that is progressive most of the time.
Okay.
Progressive usually to death if you're not careful.
Right.
So our penchant is prepare for transplant, not dialysis.
All right.
What we try to advocate for.
Okay, so that was going to be kind of my next question for you. And you just answered it. So
yeah, there you go.
What made your focus or your emphasis to be on preemptive transplant?
I had a very I guess knowledgeable, and I was blessed to have a nephrologist who did the biopsy on me, and he chose early on to tell me that we're not going to do dialysis on you. You need to, first of all, he asked me if I had any brothers or sisters, and I said yes, I have 2 brothers. And he said, well, we need to call them. You're going to need a transplant. You got a bad disease.
Okay.
He told me I had FSGS. I remember I was sitting in the hallway. His office was so busy, and my wife was sitting next to me, and he came and he went shoved us away and sat down between us and told me, he said, the biopsy came back and you have FSGS. And I said, so what's that? And he explained it, and he said, I really don't know that much about it. I will tell you though, you're going to progress to renal failure. And during that progression, I'll be with you the whole time, but I want to work you into transplant. And I said, good, because I don't want to go on dialysis. And all right. I had 2 days of dialysis.
Okay.
And that was, I think, out of his heart. He felt like he needed to do that to get me cleaned up well enough to go into surgery, but it didn't do anything for me.
Okay.
Health-wise. So. His name was Mulgrew. Got the plug in. Dr. Periac Mulgrew. And in San Antonio, he's still practicing.
He's still practicing.
Yes, he is. And he's a jewel.
Okay.
People know him from all over the country. He's published. He's a real piece of work. And I really believe that had he not been my doctor, I don't know where I'd have been. I'd have probably been transplanted, but I'd have been down the road.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Sounds like a well-renowned guy then. Nice.
Yeah, he's well known here in this area, and he's been at all the transplants. He's a nephrologist and a transplant nephrologist. So he deals, and he's a specialist in the first one of the first immunosuppressives, which is cyclosporin or Sandimmune, and I've been on it for 33 years.
Okay.
And he worked with heart patients, kidney patients, liver patients, lung patients, and monitors their immunosuppressives. And he's just the guru of immunosuppression.
Nice. He's the guru, man. That's cool. Yeah. So, I mean, it sounds like he's got so much experience. He's a wealth of knowledge. Then I like that.
Yeah, I gotta get another plug in. He's Irish, right?
He's Irish.
Yeah, and I met a a fella through AAKP, which is I'm on the board of directors at AAKP. Name is Calm Clifford, and he lives in Ireland, and he comes to our support groups. It's midnight when he gets on. And this is he sent me this T-shirt.
I was just gonna say, is that why you got the T-shirt? Okay.
Yeah, he sent this. I'm elderly. Give me a break. I don't know how to get it all on there. So
all right, hold on. I'll put you solo. There we go.
That's it. It's Irish Kidney Association. It says there, and it's got the donor cards at the bottom.
All right, that's so cool. Yeah. I remember seeing your post. You posted about that just recently.
Yeah,
that's cool.
I'll tell you what. You get people tell you thanks, but when he's just an interesting character. And he had a transplant. He's had 2 transplants, and of all things, he works for the company that makes ProGraft over in Ireland.
Okay.
So he's well versed in it. He's very nice kid. I call him kids. Everybody's a kid to me anymore.
So he works for the company that makes ProGraft over there.
Yeah. It's very interesting. Yeah. So as long as we're doing plugs, which I said I was going to do, I know we're going to talk a lot about donors tonight. I wanted to share a book with you.
Yeah, please.
It's called The Reluctant Donor. And Suzanne Ruff wrote it. Suzanne's a very good friend of mine now out in the Carolinas. And she is a family, her whole family, like Jim Meyer's family, has PKD. She does not. She was reluctant to give a kidney to her sister. And because they didn't get along very well. I don't want to take away from the book. For $14.95, it's the best thing next to a steak dinner to read. So you should probably get it. It's on Amazon. I love the way she writes, and the way she writes, just like her attitude is really fantastic.
Oh, I like a steak dinner though. That's
yeah. Someday maybe we can do that.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, let's bring on our special guest.
Yeah, really. Let's go.
Okay, let's bring him on. I'm excited to do this. So, hey, and thanks for watching, Jason. Thanks for watching. All right, so we've got Browder coming in. Rob, all right, lives in Connecticut, Danbury, I believe. Hopefully I pronounced that right, Rob. But he's from the Bronx, New York. So I'm bringing on Kidney Warrior Rob. Everybody please give him a very special welcome. And let's hold on. Please comment and make some noise. All right, let's get this noisy in here with comments. All right, I'm going to bring him on. All right, very special guest intro. Bada boom, bada boom. Oh, you still got the noise sign up. Let's make some noise.
All right. What's going on, guys?
Hey.
How are you?
I'm doing well. And yourself?
Good, man. This is awesome. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, you're welcome. So I got, offline we talked about this, but I got connected to you because of my twin brother, Jeffrey A. Brown, and he kind of introduced us, and we got you scheduled for the interview. But tell us a little bit about yourself. Introduce yourself, and let's let everybody know who you are. Let's get your story told, brother.
I'm Rob Browder, hailing from the Bronx, now living in Danbury, Connecticut. I'm a married man. I have three children, 3 girls, and I'm happy, man. It's not much. It ain't much to it, really. You know what I mean? But dealing with the kidney situation for the last, I say, 10 years, it's been a journey, but it's been an eye-opening experience dealing with health and knowing different things about myself and how to manage myself, how to manage my health. Sharing it with people, especially my friends who I've hung out with, getting them to be tested and making sure that their kidneys are healthy. And I just kind of been an activist in that light. So I'm here, man. Let's hang out. Let's talk.
Nice. All right, let's do this. So,
what up, Steve? Hold on. What's up, Steve? I see you, Steve.
There he is. Yeah.
That's the
So
good
what up,
brother.
Bob? Yeah. Hold on. I'm getting all excited with the everything here. I'm putting in the wrong buttons here. There we go. So we've got a bunch of people chiming in, which is awesome. But let's make this place loud with comments. So keep them coming in.
Nice.
So we've got some people, friends and family here. I want to bring her up. Thanks for watching, Janelle.
That's my wife right there.
All right, thanks for watching.
I was just gonna ask you.
That's her right there, man.
That's your better half. All right.
She's my soldier, man. And because this is kind of my second trip with a kidney, and when I was unfortunately losing the second one, I had got a call from the University of Maryland. And they had called me and said, Mr. Browder, your creatinine levels are going up. I think I need you to come to the emergency. So I got to the emergency. It might have been about 3:30. And unfortunately, I didn't get a bed till maybe like 11 o'clock.
All right.
While I got on my way to the hospital, this time she wasn't my wife at this time, but she would randomly call me to check in to see how I was doing. So she called and she said, Rob, what's up? I said, I'm on my way to University of Maryland. I think something's wrong with my kidney. I'll call you back later. So I get to the hospital. I get checked in. It's about 11 o'clock, maybe quarter to 12, something like that. I'm putting on my gown. I'm about to get into the bed and just kind of wait there and see what's going on. Guess who walks through the door? Janelle Hamilton.
Wow. For real?
Didn't ask her, didn't just tell I was on my way to the hospital. Mind you, she was living in Danbury, Connecticut, and I'm in Baltimore, Maryland.
Yeah.
And within that time frame from 3 o'clock, that was when I left work, till I got in the hospital, this lady packed up her bags and came and sat by my side.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
Yeah.
I love her to death. I love her to death, man.
That's an amazing story.
Yeah, man.
Wow.
I think those friendships are the most, huh, Rob?
Yes, listen, and we was friends.
Yeah.
We was friends for 6 years prior to that. So she would call me at least once a month or maybe every other week just to say, Yo, Rob, you good? You need something? Nah, I'm good. It just so happened she called in routine. I'm on my way to the hospital. She just kept the beat rolling. She told the kids, she said at the time, listen, I gotta go take care of Mr. Rob. And she showed up at my bedside, man. And I tell you, a lot of the reasons why I'm here today is because of her strength, and her love, and her support. It just gave me the extra burst to say, yo, I can't go nowhere.
Wow.
Too many people need me around here, man. I can't go nowhere, son.
That's your why, huh?
That's my why, baby.
Wow.
I get that. I get the same feeling with mine after 51 years. How you like that?
How about that? But listen, man, you're an inspiration. For one, 33 years, Ken?
Yeah.
Yeah, but listen, I don't want to talk about that. I want to talk about you.
Okay.
I want to talk about you. I want to know what a second kidney would be like, because I have not had to go through that. I've been fearful of it my whole life because of FSGS. FSGS will attack a transplanted kidney more often than not. And so I've lived with that every time I went to have my blood work drawn. I think, God, I hope my blood work's okay.
Right.
You actually experienced it. And I know several people, many of my good friends have had 2-3 transplants.
Well, let me tell you, my story started off, hailing from the Bronx. I met an old girlfriend that I ended up following to Baltimore. And in Baltimore, I was pretty much living a young man's life. I started working, got a decent paying job, was paying all my bills, living kind of a single life, just out there, just having fun like any young man would do. And then there was a time where I just had this headache that would not go away. It was just annoying. There was a CVS right there and a Rite Aid right there. So I would I would go and get an Excedrin or something just to get rid of the headache. So one day I made a trip down to Virginia because my little cousin was graduating high school. And upon returning, I was riding back with my mom. And, she said, Rob, can you drive? I said, yeah, I can drive. Maybe 30 miles into the drive, my vision got real blurry. I couldn't see at all. I mean, I was seeing 3 cars, and it just wouldn't go away. So I started feeling nauseous. So I pulled over to Burger King. As soon as I got out of the car, I threw up.
Yep.
I said, "Ah, man, something is wrong." So I got back in the car. I said, "Ma, you're gonna have to drive," and I end up sleeping in the back seat. So we get home. I got in the house. I went to sleep. Everything was fine. I woke up the next day. I went to work. Didn't even go to the hospital. Went to work. As soon as I got to work, the headaches came back again. So I popped the Excedrin. I said, you know what? These headaches been around too long. This ain't normal. Headache ain't supposed to be this normal. Mm-hmm. So I called my mother. I said, Ma, meet me at GBMC, which is a hospital in Baltimore County. And as soon as I got there, I think my blood pressure was like 260 over.
I was gonna say 200 yet.
260 over 190.
Oh,
and they're looking at me. It's like, Mr. Browder, you're a walking stroke.
Why are you still here?
Why are you still here? So I'm thinking they told me I'm like, I could be potentially having a stroke. He said, let's get an IV in your arm. Let's try to bring your pressure down. They got me admitted. I got to a room. The nephrologist was from Johns Hopkins Hospital, came in, nice gentleman. Said, he smiled at me. Hey, Mr. Browder, how you doing? I was like, I'm fine, but I got this headache. He said, well, listen, we're going to start dialysis in about 10 minutes.
Yeah. Oh.
Wow. That was your introduction, bro?
That was introduction, because I was saying at that point, everything started to flash, and the hanging out, the eating, the beer drink, all of that started to come back. Yeah. But what I said to myself was, I damaged an organ.
Yeah.
That's the silence that happened over me. I said, I damaged an organ.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow. And then they came in and then took me into the dialysis unit in the hospital. And my first treatment was like 4.5 hours. And that whole time, I just kept sitting there thinking about all the pizzas and all the pizza pies and all the chicken. And I was saying to myself, all I had to do was go to the doctor and check and see, make sure things was right.
Right.
You felt dumb, right? You felt
because it was that simple. It was that simple to go check out.
Yeah.
Just go to the doctor and do your normal routines and make sure that your blood work and everything was working well. And my wife's corrected me. We have 4 children, not 3. I'm sorry.
Oh, you saw that when I put that up there?
Yeah. I see it in the corner of my eye.
All right.
So dialysis turned after dialysis in the hospital, it turned to me going to DaVita, where I met Steve. That's where I met Steve back in.
And he said he was your charge nurse. Is that right?
Yeah, he was my charge nurse, man.
Wow.
We would chop it up every day about life, about religion, about history.
Yeah, he's one of the coolest cats.
Yeah, he's the coolest dude, man. And that made the time go by every time. So I knew when I seen Steve there, I said, yeah, this treatment going to be nice.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because he was a cool dude. And I was only in dialysis for 6 months because my mother was a match. She was a same kidney type, or same blood type, and same tissue type.
All right.
So, but my nephrologist kept telling me, look for a younger kidney.
Yeah.
But the charge nurse or the head of the nurse at dialysis was saying, Joe, your mother is right there. Why don't you just go get it done? So from July, it happened in July, to December 15th, which is 3 days after my birthday, my mom gave me her kidney.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
So you never pass up a kidney, right? Is that kind of like the pen chant? That's mine. I just say, don't ever pass up a kidney.
Don't pass up a kidney, man.
Why would you do that? So because you can always get another one.
You can always get, but I didn't know. This is the first time.
Right,
I'm like,
right.
I'm thinking, well, all right, a younger kidney, maybe I will have it. Maybe it will last a little longer.
Yeah.
But fast forward, to what happened in 2000 and I think it was 2016, 17 when they called me, University of Maryland called me and said that, actually what happened, I was at work and the building had a gas leak. Crazy enough. So they evacuated the building.
They had a gas leak?
Had a gas leak in this big building on Pratt Street.
What floor were you on?
I was on the 18th floor.
Aye.
Yeah, so I had to make my way down the stairs. So I get outside and my sister calls me and she's like, brother, University of Maryland is trying to get you. I don't know what's wrong, but they called mommy and they called me, call them back. So when I called them, I spoke to the nurse and she said, yeah, you did blood work the other week. and your blood work has been fine, but your creatinine went from 1.2 to 3.6, like that.
Wow.
So, and there's a reason for that, and I share the reason for why the kidney was failing. So that's what happened. That's how I ended up in the hospital, so on and so forth. But the reason why my kidney failed is because I was changing employers, and right around December, we had already chosen our benefits package, because that usually happens in November.
Right.
So when we merged with the other company, I was under the impression that my medical benefits would follow with the new company, because I didn't have an opportunity to elect anything.
Okay.
So January 1 comes, I get my first check with the new company, and I look, and it doesn't say medical benefits coming up.
Yeah, no deductions for medicine.
No deduction for medicine. So I panicked.
I'll bet you came unglued.
So I'm saying, I was like, well, how am I gonna get my meds?
Oh my God.
I ain't got medical benefits. So I called my employer and asked him, is there any way that I can select? Because I noticed that medical benefits aren't coming out of my check. She actually told me, no, you have to wait till November. I said, I can't wait till next November.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
So I panicked again. So just so happened, I was an Uber driver at the time. So I was making a little extra cash.
Yeah.
So I went out in the outside market and bought my own benefits. But that took about 30 days for that to kick in. By that time, I was already rationing the Prograf that I had. So at that time, by me rationing my drugs, the white blood cells was already attacking the kidney.
Sure.
So when
I can only imagine. Wow.
So when I went and did that blood work, that prompted the call. That blood work showed that the white blood cells are already attacking the kidney. Now, Dr. Pallone is his name, was the nephrologist at University of Maryland. He did tell my wife and I, when she was my girlfriend at the time, he said, well, he might have about maybe 2 years tops, but he may be going back on dialysis. So we kind of just trekked it out. But by the end of the year, come January 1 of 2017, I woke up. I had this infection in my throat that made my tonsils swell up. So I was talking like this. Because anytime I put my head down, it felt like my tonsils was going down my throat, and it was hard to breathe.
Swollen, yeah.
So the toxin was hitting whatever was in my throat, swole up my throat, and I'm in the hospital like this till they brought it down. But when they took my blood, they noticed that my creatinine was above 10. So that kidney had automatically failed. So I started dialysis all over again, and here I am now, man, 3 years later.
So Kent, man, isn't it so important that we have Capitol Hill help those and I know that people are, but isn't it so important that we get some help for our kidney warriors so that after year 3,
there's a bill in Congress right now. We've been chasing it for over 10 years. It's called the immunosuppressive bill.
Yeah, I know.
Medicare pays for three years of medications, and after that, you're on your own. And this is a typical story of where a person will say, well, I'll just take half. I need to take it, I know, but I can't afford it. It's way too expensive. And so that's what this bill does. And it's got bipartisan support. Hopefully we can get it tagged on somewhere and it'll get through. That will then pay for the life of the kidney. In other words, if you're on Prograf or Cellcept or Satamune, Imuran, it's going to cover that for the extended period of time you have that transplant. And it's only right. Why invest in doing a transplant and let it go because a guy can't afford his medicine?
Right. That is
not their fault. Not their fault.
One thing I didn't know, though, is one thing the nephrologist did tell me. He said if you were ever in need because you were short, all I had to do was call the hospital and tell them I was short, and they would have supplied me with an emergency supply program that got me to where I needed to be.
Okay.
So I wouldn't lose the kidney. But I had no knowledge of that. Now, if they told me that ahead of time,
you never experienced it. You never experienced it. So I mean, if you don't have experience, how are you going to do it? Right. That's how it happened.
See,
and then you know what people do then after they get through that, then they start beating themselves up, right? They start back and whipping themselves and slapping themselves in the face and calling themselves, Yahoo, why'd you do? Well, you know what? It's not their fault.
It's not, no.
And so the key here is understanding that if you have if you have insurance, don't let it lapse. Please don't it. And if there's an attempt at somebody to take away that insurance because of an existing condition or pre-existing condition, fight it. Yeah. Call us, call people, call all your friends. We'll help you out because there's no way in the world. There's other things like the American Kidney Fund. There's other, right? And we could go on for ad infinitum, but your drug companies will even do it. You write them a quick letter, you call them on the phone on 800 number, and they'll send you the medication to keep you going.
It sure right. And American Kidney Fund is a great organization.
Oh my gosh!
All those who are not aware of them, because when my wife and I, we elected for me to stop working and go on disability, but I still had to pay a premium to get some of my, some of my medical care.
It doesn't go away.
American Kidney Fund helped me pay that premium.
Yeah,
they sent the check every month.
Say that
and made sure it was paid.
That is
every single month.
Outstanding.
Yep, and those there's a continuous need. And now since COVID came on, I mean they're inundated. They are just like clockwork. We'll get to you. Please don't hang up. Don't worry. We'll get you. And it's a constant battle. But again, there are several avenues, and people who have not experienced this and started doing it, they need to get a hold of people like this and organizations.
How can I get more knowledge on that law you're talking about?
Well, you can. It's HR 5534.
Okay.
That's in the house. That's the House version.
Okay.
And it's called the Immunosuppressive Act. It's a big long government word, but just go look for 5534.
5534.
All right. And after the show, you'll have my email. I'll send you all the information you want. You won't have to go looking. I'll send it to you.
I appreciate that.
Nice. Thanks, Ken. So I want to bring up this comment again. Holy cow.
My wife is on it.
Oh my gosh.
You're
hospitalized for 9 days, had 3 blood transfusions, 2 plasma infusions, and you were in ICU for the first 7 days. Talk to me about that. We can't leave this without talking about it.
Now, in February, prior to February, my urologist did an MRI and noticed that on my old kidneys, there was a cyst. So, being that I'm on the kidney list, they wanted to do some more investigation on the cyst. So they sent me to Yale. Yale was where I'll most likely be having my surgery. The nephrologist there, they did an MRI, and they suggested that the kidney needs to be removed. So this past February, I had that kidney removed, and the day I was supposed to be discharged, I go down to dialysis. I do my dialysis, and for whatever reason, in my site on my arm, because I was on heparin at the time.
Yeah.
So,
all right.
The nurse upstairs when I was in my room had my heparin set for whatever drip rate it was set for. But when I went down to the dialysis unit, that lady was unable to change the setting while I was on the machine. So what's happening now is that the heparin was running so long in me while I was on them, and I got off of off of the machine, the blood was bleeding inside of my stomach.
Yeah.
So
oh my God.
So, peritoneum. Yeah.
So now the entire I feel like I was having a second hematoma because I had a hematoma before. So I get up to go to the bathroom, and I just started turning yellow. She said, "Rob, you're right." I said, "Why am I sweating? I'm cold and I'm sweating." So she puts me back on the bed, and they come to find out because they didn't change the heparin drip. They had to send me that. It was a whole scenario, man. I had to go to ICU. My wife probably can explain it better than me, but the day I was supposed to leave after having that surgery, I ended up being in the hospital another 5, 6, 7 more days to get that rectified before I can go home. And come to find out, the cyst that was on the kidney was 100% cancerous.
Yeah.
Are you? What?
Yep.
100% cancerous. So when they pulled it, and they did the pathology screening or whatever they did. I just had what's my thought? I just had a meeting with I can't even get my thoughts together. The meeting with the surgeon.
Yeah. Okay. Transplant surgeon.
Right. That removed the kidney. Yeah. And he told me, because I had another MRI, he said everything is clear, but that cancer cell or that cyst that was on your kidney was 100% cancerous, and we got it out of there.
Wow. See, what were your thoughts when you heard that?
Something is over me, man, and I've been guided by so many. I'm telling you, man, because in life there have been so many scenarios that have just carried me over. I just made it through, man, by the grace of God, man, and that's the only thing I can say. It's God. It's what I've taught myself, the people that I keep around me, the attitude I keep, the thoughts I keep. All these different things play a part, man. I stay positive. I keep my faith strong. I try not to think negative energy will only make it worse. Mm-hmm. There's just things I start to do. Ever since the first kid, I just changed my mindset, and it's kept me going, man.
All right.
So man, God is God.
What do you think of this, kid?
Yeah, God's put you in a lane, right? We have an old saying. We have an old saying. You stay in your lane. There's no need to pass. There's no need to get on the right side and stop. There's no need to slow down or speed up. You stay in your own lane.
That's right.
And you deal with things as they come, not with anticipation, but with
as
expectation as they show up.
That's
because
right.
You can't. And the longer you're embedded with this concept of staying in your lane, the better chance you have of doing what you've done, which is survive. You're an amazing man. You're an amazing man.
That's so impressive.
Totally amazing.
I appreciate that, man. And like I said, with the love and support of my family, my wife, my friends, man, they tell me, Rob, you stronger than that. I know you. I watched you play ball. I watched you do all these different things. You got this.
There is no end. There is no end to strength. When you give up, when you pass that throw and whatever the baton on, mm-hmm. your life has changed. You've passed the baton on, but you don't stop.
You don't.
Because if you stop, you die.
That's right.
All right? Just be honest with you. If you got kidney disease, let's be honest. If you stop, you're going to die. All right?
You're going to
be there was something went across the screen. I think it was your wife said, it'd be nice to have a support group. I'm going to do a plug for, I have a support group in San Antonio, Texas. Again. Yeah. And everybody's welcome. I would really like to see you come. It's a Zoom. Yeah.
We got due to medical issues and very necessary.
Yeah, I mean, we talk about this kind of stuff all the time, and it's for kidney patients.
Water.
Yeah, water's good for you.
Yes, it is.
The father just says when you drink water, your kidneys do a push-up.
That's right. Yeah, they're on high speed alert when you start throwing that water down there. That's a good thing. Listen, here's a good one for you. In my mind, anyway, it's a good one. So you're working towards that. Now you've lost that first kidney. What did you say to yourself? What are you going to do? You know you've lost it and it's not going to work anymore. And you've gone through the cancer. So what did you do to get another kidney?
Well, I kind of just remember when I lost my first kidney. Mm-hmm. I kind of went in that kind of same mindset, being calm, not being overzealous, not worrying, not thinking it's a death sentence. I can get through this.
Absolutely.
And that's kind of where I'm at. So, I know about putting the catheter back in my chest, and I went through 2 fistulas. Now I got a graft. So just going through that, it's just a mental stretch, man. It just stretched me out more than I thought I could imagine. But I just said to myself, just like you said, stay in your lane.
Yep.
You're the only one. You know what I mean? And I think the biggest thing was I had to get to the point of accountability.
Who's responsible?
Accountability that, I damaged my kidney. By just not paying attention, not asking questions, not doing the things that you probably were taught to do. But You know, when you're out on your own and you're young and you're making money, you think you're on top of the world.
Yeah, nothing's gonna happen to you.
I could stop a bullet right now.
Right.
That's how life was for me.
Sure.
Yeah.
But until it happens, then you don't. You use all your faith and all the lessons that you were taught to get through it. So that's exactly what I'm living off of now. Me going through it the first time, I know I can make it through it this time.
Well,
you're an overcomer.
Everything that you do, everything that you can consider in your life is built around your family now.
Yes, sir.
Regardless of what
100%.
anybody says, you have to be a little bit selfish. Your main focus here now is to find another kidney.
Absolutely.
Let's be realistic about it. It's not about you're going to go to the races and put a 50 on somebody to win, place, and show. You're talking about Rob getting a kidney, and but you're going to get that kidney when God decides you're going to get it. All right, He's going to send that. He's going to send that donor to you, right? As long as you stay in your own lane, it's going to work.
That's right.
It will happen.
I love that.
It will happen.
That's right. Yes. That's right.
And I know you believe that. I can see it in your eyes.
I see it too, man. I love this mentality. It's a mentality.
And to add my wife into this, man, because we had to adopt a whole new lifestyle, way of eating. One of the first things my wife did, even before we were together and we were just friends, she would always ask me, "What do you like to eat?" So this lady went upon herself to find out the things that I like to eat, but make sure it had no sodium in it. It had fresh herbs. It had fresh spices. It tasted a little light, little less salty, but but she made it to the point where it's like, man, this is still good though. I'm enjoying this. So she helped me and changed my entire diet. With that, I was on, I think, about 3 blood pressure medications. Yes. She's helped me come off 2 of them.
See?
Wow.
Just by changing my diet. Changing my diet, leaving the sugar alone.
Man, there's no way.
Drinking a lot of water.
There's no way that God did not have his hand in introducing this queen to you. This is awesome. This is an amazing story that you have this wide.
Yes, sir.
Whenever you have the opportunity, if you just think about where you would have been had you not had your wife.
Oh, you would be talking to me now.
That's right. That's my point. And that's the same way with mine. She asked me, I remember after the transplant, we got home and you're down, really. You're happy. Yeah. You feel good. You want to start doing things,
but you can't move.
You got pain. And she said, honey, what can I do for you? Just tell me what it is I can do for you. I said, go to work.
Go to work.
Yeah, you want to work. I know you want to work. We need you to go to work so you're happy. And when you get home, I'll be here. And if I need you, I'll call you. And that's how becoming your own advocate makes a difference.
That's
all right.
Right.
Yes, I had my mom and dad were here from Nebraska. I get that. And they were a great help. But if you don't grab it grab yourself and by the bootstraps and say, listen, I'm going to do this.
That's right.
No one else is going to do that for you.
You got to do it yourself. Huh?
You got to do it yourself.
Not your wife, not your minister, not the guy on the street.
I'm a firm believer. Anywhere you are in life, I don't care where you are. Anywhere you are in life, you got yourself there. The things you either say yes to, no to, your thoughts you keeping. Anybody that's sitting watching this, where you're sitting now, you got yourself in that seat.
Nobody else put you there.
Nobody else put you there.
That's no lie.
That's what I had. I was like, yo, I did this.
That's right.
It wasn't my friend saying, yo, Rob, have another beer. Let's go get a shot. I said yes to that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let's go eat. Right. Let's go eat here. Go eat there. I said yes to those things. So.
And successful guy who realizes that succeeds. One who says, I really messed up here now.
Yes, sir.
And I can't blame that on my brother or my friends, or I have to blame it on myself.
That's right.
But if I'm going to blame it and not do anything about it, I'm not going to do well. Yeah. It's when you make that adjustment, which is constant through the rest of your transplant life, you're going to make adjustments. Little ones, big one, little ones. Right. But you are the one that drives success.
That's right.
Nobody else is going to do that for you.
That's right. I believe
you're exactly what an advocate for yourself looks like.
Taking ownership. Yeah.
Just
like
take
that.
a look in the mirror.
That's
and tell me who's in charge. Right?
I know it. I know
That's
it.
right.
I know it.
Darn right. Yep, me
The one
too.
with the big guns, right? That's what I said at the beginning.
Don't have any hesitancy to help somebody else to realize that. Don't take any poor pity me. I have empathy for you. Man. I have empathy for you. I understand where you're coming from. That's not where you're going to go.
That's right.
Right.
That's not what's going to happen to you. You're not going to do well unless you want to do well. And you do what's right.
Change starts within.
Yep. That's right, man. That's
exactly.
Right.
That's exactly right, Jared. It's here. It's in your heart.
Right.
It's not in your brain. It's in your heart.
And we all know it. We just have to revisit. We have to visit.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something.
Every day.
Yeah.
If you notice, the conversations that you have most of the day is with yourself.
Yes.
95% of the day, the conversations that you're having, whether vocally or not vocally, is with yourself.
Right.
So introduce yourself to yourself sometime and talk to yourself. Not like you some crazy deranged individual, but like, yo, how am I feeling?
Yeah.
Why am I feeling that way? Where did this energy come from? Start questioning yourself and trust me, the answers will show up right there, right on your dinner plate. You'll be like, wow, I've been doing this all this time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I've been in the wrong lane.
All this time.
Yeah.
I need to stay in my own lane. Yeah. Not put on my indicators going left, going right.
I
ain't getting off no exits. I'm staying straight.
Stay straight and narrow. And what really excites me the most about staying healthy, whether you're on dialysis or whether you're maybe you're out there right now and you don't know what the hell's happening to you. You're sick. Well, go to the doctor.
Go to the doctor. Know what your numbers are.
Yeah, find out what's going on. And when they tell you, well, you got this, and this, then you better learn about what this, and this is. That's because if you don't, you're not going to go anywhere. They're not going to go home with you.
That's right.
Right.
I learned everything from
absolutely.
I learned everything that every thought affects a cell.
Yeah.
Cells form tissues, tissues form organs. So your thoughts function every part of your body just by how you think. Before you put any food in your body, before you put any drink in your body, your thoughts affect everything your body has going on right now.
So essentially what you're saying, Rob, is you're feeding yourself with your thoughts, and that can almost be an indication of how you may behave, right?
Yes, sir.
So let's talk about earlier. I saw a comment from Janelle that talked about like meditation. Tell us a little bit about how that's made you stronger with meditation and finding peace that way.
Well, there are a number of meditations. I do chakra meditations. I have my crystals I use. Sometimes I burn sage. Meditation for me is going inward because of the outward world. There's so many distractions outwardly that we forget about ourselves and inwardly. So I totally tune out whatever's on the television. I try to minimize. I'm a social media addict or whatever, but I try to minimize that. And I have my podcast now, so I'm a little bit more on social media, a little bit more. But meditation for me, it allows me to go into my thoughts and to keep good thoughts and concentrate on good thoughts. Okay. A lot of my good thoughts are about health and keeping my family close and wanting to see us succeed and do things in the future. So when I meditate, I just find a quiet place, make sure it's quiet, usually at night or early in the morning when no one's up. And the best sound is nature. Just listen to the birds.
Yeah. Listen
to the crickets at night.
All right.
It's very tranquil. Close your eyes. There's a series of inhalation breaths that I do through watching some Tai Chi techniques. Build as much air up in your lungs as you can until your lungs get up high. Let it out easy. Sometimes I'll come up. I'll just say a chant like Om or Lam. Okay. You get that vibration. Now remember, vibration is a law that's everywhere. Everything is moving. Everything is vibrating. But you want your cells to vibrate. You want your cells to vibrate so they can produce and make more cells and do the right thing for your body. So you want those to be healthy. You know what I'm saying? So when I meditate, I do that. I got my alkaline water here.
Alkaline. All right.
Make sure, you know, that my body's getting flushed out properly. And I'm at peace. I'm at peace when it's quiet. Like I said, I usually do my meditation early in the morning or late at night. I use my crystals. I got, you know, rose quartz crystals is good for health. Clear quartz crystals is good for health. Amethyst crystals is good for health. I might keep them on my arms or keep it in my hands. Sometimes I'll keep it on my forehead. I'll keep it on my chest. Because those are minerals. Them things vibrate. Like I said, everything vibrates. So I want the positive energy to vibrate in me and keep things healthy. And like I said, I just went to my nephrologist, to my doctor in Yale. He said, "Yo, you're a pinpoint man of health. Like, your health is so pristine, anybody will want to put a kidney in you right now."
Nice.
Because I'm keeping that clear. Now, do I have a day where I might eat a Starburst?
Sure.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was waiting for you to tell me that it's okay to have a beer once in a while, right?
Thank you.
God,
you know what I mean? But my wife's a chef, so she'll let me have it. But then she said, no more. You had enough.
Oh.
You know what I'm saying? And we have what we call we also do what we call clean week. Now, clean week is where everything is raw. There's no dairy, there's no starch, straight fruits and vegetables for 1 week.
And how does that help, or what's the emphasis on that, or the end game?
Well, you got to remember, from a cellular perspective, when you're eating green vegetables, which is your cucumbers, your kale, what it does for the cell, it repairs the cell. Your cells are working overtime in your body, miles a minute, trying to do what it's supposed to do to keep you alive. Yeah. But when you're eating green vegetables, the chlorophyll in the green, it cleans the cell, almost like taking it to a car wash. Okay. So if you got a clean, healthy cell after eating fruits and vegetables, now you give it the fruit. The nectar in the fruit is the sugar in the fruit, or the nectar in the fruit gives the cell energy. So now you got something clean in it. Now you got fruits giving it energy so it can continue to do its work. So if you keep that and you eat the right fruits, not only are you cleaning the cell and you're giving your cell energy, but you're also keeping it alkaline too. Now, you know, if you're anything like a battery, if you know anything about cells and batteries, alkalinity is supposed to charges the cell. Okay. So it keeps your cells invigorated, from your brain cell to the cells that run through your body. You don't want your body to be highly acidic. That's what got me sick. That's why I was throwing up, because my kidney no longer could do the job of eliminating the toxins. So that's what I learned about acidic food versus alkaline food. You know what I'm saying? You are what you eat. So if you're eating plant-based food, if you're eating fruits and vegetables, those are the things that align in you anyway. You know what I'm saying? Versus eating a steak, taking nothing away from steak, but eating chicken and all that. That's pretty much flesh. You want to eat stuff that are pretty much that's going to help your body sustain, going through what it goes through every day. Like I said, some of the most dangerous things that you can have are your thoughts. Yeah. But I learned about this. On the kidneys, there's two glands called the adrenal gland. Anytime you're angry, pissed off, cussing, mad, fight or flight, there's a chemical called cortisol that comes out of the adrenal gland. That's all acid. So every time you pissed off, you cursing somebody at the stop line on traffic, you just spewing that stuff out of there. Right. And if you don't have good kidneys, you're making yourself even sicker. All right. So that's why I employ keeping good thoughts, keeping good mannerism, just keep things great about you, about yourself. One of the biggest things, I say this about my show, and one of my co-hosts is watching too. I usually ask my guests, how important is imagination? Because we, as adults, we kind of forget about it. We think that's something passe for kids. For sure. But if you think about, like I said, the conversation that you're having with yourself, that's an imaginative thought. When you pray, that's an imagination. You're asking for something that ain't here yet. Right. So if we need to implore that a little bit when you're meditating, when you got time alone, think of something good. Think about when you're going fishing. Think about when you're with the boys and y'all are just hanging out. Think about a good laugh. You know what I mean? Think about a great time with your wife, with your kids. You can reinvent so many different things out of thought and your imagination that would change your life totally.
Love this.
There's a good feeling about eating right. I have never grasped onto a diet. I've never done that in my whole life. In 33 years with my kidney, I've always considered moderation my best bet. And for those out there that don't have the drive or the understanding or the resources or not, if you can just think moderation. When you sit down at the table, don't try the Big Mac. You know what I'm saying? Don't do the Big Mac. If that's all you can get, geez, just eat half of it.
Right.
All right.
Don't get the Big Mac. Get the hamburger.
Get a burger. That's right. I mean, that's moderation.
Yeah.
And that's part of meditation also, because you're using your mind's eye to say, I don't need to have 2 baked potatoes with all the fixings and a 12-ounce steak. I can get along fine with a 4-ounce ribeye.
Right. That's right.
And no potato and beans.
That's right. You retrain yourself.
You have to retrain yourself, and moderation is the first step.
So, fellas, how hard is it to have discipline like that when you're trying to be careful with what you eat?
It ain't hard, man.
Not when you're sick.
Tell yourself. Not when you just gotta tell yourself, this is what I'm going to do to stay alive.
Mm-hmm.
What do you want to do? That's being in that lane again, right?
All right.
That's being in that lane. If you say to yourself, I can do that. It's okay. Just what, I'll do that. Well, doing that just the one time turns into 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times.
All right.
That going to that Dairy Queen every evening for just a small ice cream cone. See, that's not what we're talking about. That's not moderation, and that's not paying attention.
That's right.
You are your own advocate. You are responsible for what you do. That's right. It's exactly right, Jared. You can hit it right on the head. You cannot do that and expect to be well.
There's a term we use around my friends. It's called knowledge of self. You have to have the ultimate knowledge of who you are and what you are. If you don't have that, then you fall short to all the other shortcomings and manipulations and things. McDonald's could come right across the TV and you go right out there, go get a Big Mac. If you don't have no knowledge of yourself, but like, I can't eat that. I don't even know the sodium intake in that. Like, why am I even doing it to myself?
Great to even ask.
Oh my God!
You don't want to know. You don't.
No.
No, sir.
You don't even want to know, man. So
if you look at the vast majority of our population right now, they're pushing their belly down the street.
Yes, sir.
And I'm not berating people that have a lot of weight on.
It's the truth, Ken. It's the truth.
But if you're that way, there's a way to get out of it.
Yes, sir.
But you cannot. Jared can't tell you. Rob can't tell you. Kent can't tell you.
You got to tell yourself.
You got to tell yourself. And then you go to every length it takes, just like an alcoholic who gives up the bottle.
Right.
Goes that extra step.
That's
and then that becomes the extra half mile that becomes the mile and then the marathon.
That's right.
Once you reach the marathon, you're fine.
Cruise control after that.
That's right. Then I'll tell you what, you're the only one in the lane.
Yourself.
Yeah, true that.
That's right. Cruise
you're
control.
The only one. That's right. That's right.
True.
Absolutely. Listen, you've got a space. The presence. I don't know. You talk about an inner feeling that mind's eye, your mind's eye. Mm-hmm. And a lot of my mind's eye is part of praying all the time. Everybody says, "Well, do you ever sit down and pray?" Well, I don't sit down and pray. I'm praying all the time.
Right.
It's a constant with me. And I want to brag about that. I want to tell people that. Oh, no, that's not true. You can't do that. Yes, you can. Right?
That's right.
In the conversation.
That's right.
That pause is a prayer.
Right.
All right.
Say that one more time, Ken. Say that one more time.
Is the prayer. All right.
Amen to that.
He's talking.
Back away from all of this silly stuff that you think is life.
Frivolous, yeah.
And approach God in the manner that you want to be approached.
Yeah.
Because I hear people say it all the time. I wish God would tell me what I should do. Well, you're not listening.
He's been telling you.
Yeah, you ain't listening.
You ain't listening, right?
Yeah, you got yourself somewhere between A and B, and you ain't getting to C till you get to B. So you might as well just take him in. He's in charge
all the time. He don't never take days off.
No, he doesn't.
He'll send the boat. If you miss the boat, he'll send a bus. If you miss the bus, he'll send a cab. If you miss the cab, he'll send a bike.
Yeah.
The bike, he'll send a kid on a skateboard. He'll send somebody.
There's always a way to approach him.
Yeah.
Always.
God is always on time.
He never, ever forsakes you, and he never, ever takes you for advantage. He takes you along with him.
That's right.
On the ride of your life.
Get on board.
Get on right now. Just you're not going to have a chance. If you give up the chance, you can always come back because he's always there.
Yes.
Hey,
so if you're out there,
unconditional.
Yeah, man, and that's what's kept me. That's what's kept me afloat. I read a lot. You know, my wife and I have a vast library. We're always digging and looking for new things to learn. And that's the thing too, man. Don't be afraid to reinvent yourself. You know what I mean? There's a lot of information out there. I picked up gardening, and you know that's one. Yeah, nice. Listen.
Yeah.
I picked up gardening. It's like we on the same page, Ken. I'm telling you.
I spent the half of the afternoon cleaning up the garden so I could plant my fall garden.
See?
What are y'all gardening?
I got cucumbers. I got peppers, green peppers, red peppers. What else I have? Jalapeno peppers, cayenne peppers.
2 buckets of tomatoes today, tiny ones. They're the last of the tomatoes.
Tomatoes is next year. I'm gonna get tomatoes next year. This is my first year. I did basil, purple basil, sweet basil.
Sage. We have a. The thing of it is you got to have a release, right?
Yeah.
Amen. Absolutely.
Your life is just right now. You know, I looked at my grandkids and bless their hearts, I love them like to death, but I want to tell them, you know what? Find a space for yourself.
Yeah.
You don't be digging somebody else's roads.
That's
got to find a space for yourself. Video games don't catch it.
Nope. No. TikTok ain't gonna do it.
No. But you pick up the Bible and just on the square, just pick up the Bible and read it and don't understand it, because somewhere along the line it will get referred to you and it will bring you into focus.
It'll make sense.
It will make sense.
Yeah.
If you don't read now, if you're not reading scripture, if you're not in the scripture, please just pick up the Bible and just read it like you would a novel.
Right. Read it like it's a book.
Yeah. That's all it is. Until you he'll start talking to you.
Till the words start making till the words start making sense. Like, that's right.
Yeah, amen. I didn't understand that as a kid, but I'll tell you as an adult, man, I understand it.
Yes, you do. Especially when you're sick. You think about this, and I'm gonna speak right here to Rob straight ahead. You know, if you have kidney disease, it is not a death sentence.
No, sir.
Kidney disease is like any other chronic illness. It taxes you, but it makes you a better person. And if you reach up and you just walk in that path that God sent for you to walk in, He set it all aside for you, you'll be fine, because there's always hope.
Yes, sir.
If you don't believe there's not hope in this world, call me.
That's right. That's right. I'm here. I'm full. My cup is full, man. And,
absolutely. I can see it.
I wish he was watching, because I have a buddy. His name is Mike Hands. And he had lost his kidney maybe earlier this summer. But his wife gave him a kidney about 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
So he just got his kidney, man. Shout out to Mike Hands, man.
Mike Hands.
That's great news.
Here's a good one. Here's a good one for you. Shout out to my friend James Kraft. Bruce Pooh, we call it. 49 Pooh.
That's what I thought you said.
P-O-O. Pooh. Yeah, that's only for his close friends get to call him that.
All right.
And I call him that when I can't get anything else out. If I forget it or what, it's always Pooh. Hey, 49 years. with his sister's kidney. 49 years.
49 years?
Yep.
Oh, y'all are breaking records because I didn't hear those numbers
49
before, man.
years. That's
We're talking about OGs.
That's not bragging. That's
a whole nother life.
Yeah, it's a century, right? Or half a century, or what?
Yeah,
I don't know what it is.
Century, yeah.
I belong to the quarter century club.
Yeah.
25 years.
Right.
He's going to go into the half century club.
Yeah.
You don't know what you're doing for my confidence. I lie to you not. When I first lost my kidney, I was told it would only last 10 to 15 years.
No. That's being that no one should ever tell you that.
Yes, sir.
But you know what? Do you know what? I know it happens. I know it, Rob. I know it happens. I also know some that will say, we want to prepare you for dialysis.
Already,
when you have plenty of time
to
prepare a transplant. Don't give me that. I'm not going there with you on that, Doc. I'm not going to prepare for dialysis. I'm going to find a donor. I'm going to ask my brother. I'm going to ask my sister. I'm going to ask the school teachers. I'm going to ask everybody I come in touch with. I am not going to go on dialysis.
That's right.
And I'm not going to play this game when I'm on dialysis thinking that I'm going to see how far I can get it. You know, my GFR goes low, how low I can get before I do something about it. No, sir. The lower your GFR goes, the sicker you are and the less chance you have of doing well with a transplant.
Explain us what the GFR is.
That's a glomerular filtration rate. It's a calculation, a laboratory calculation. It's a percentage of function of your kidney. All right. Correct. If you are greater than 60, you're normal. Most people have 100 with 2 kidneys. If you give a kidney up, you lose about 20%, so you're in the 80% range. If you've had a transplant, you're down around the 60 range. Okay. And we know people that live very well at 35, 40. As it goes down, they get to 20. Absolutely. You're transplantable at 20. If you're sick at 30, let's start talking about getting a transplant before having them sticking a shunt into you to put you on dialysis, because that may take 2 years. That might take 3 years.
That's right.
Are you going to sit around and wait for dialysis? I don't think so.
Let's put some.
I want to live.
I want to make sure that I, as a patient, am afforded the opportunity through choice to always be the one that makes the decision. Tell me about dialysis, but I want to learn about transplant first. All right. That's right. Now, bless the guys that have trouble, that go into acute kidney failure, or like you that have had experiences that have led you into dialysis because you got no other option.
That's right.
But you guys are rare. There are a lot of people out there that have plenty of time. And even you, right now, you had to go on dialysis. And I understand that. I get it. But as a doctor, don't tell somebody, let's prepare you for dialysis. You only have 18 months before we're going to put you on dialysis. No, and then send you off to the nurse to tell you, man, by the way, you can also transplant.
Yeah.
Say it
right
again
down
so
that
people
road.
in the back can hear you. Say it again.
Yeah. You cannot. You're the one that makes the decision, not some doctor, not your wife. You.
That's right.
And you can't make a good decision, a sound decision, without sound information.
That's right. That's right. Knowledge is key, man.
You cannot. You can't buy a car
without knowing how to drive it or what it does.
You cannot do anything in your life without options. And every doctor needs to give you options. And it should start with transplant. Unless you are in acute renal failure and you need to go on dialysis immediately.
Immediately, yes. Yeah. That's right.
All other bets are off.
That's right.
Done. Give me the option. And that's not the way they're taught in school. I hope there's a couple listening now. That's not how they're taught in school. But that's my argument. Because I had one do it in 1987. Mm-hmm. He told me, you won't do well on dialysis, Kent. I know you too well. I've been taking care of you for 5 years now. I can give you 2 more years, but you're going to need a transplant. See, you ever hear that come out about anybody?
No. And that's what's so impressive about your nephrologist.
That's Dr. Mulgrew.
He stepped up,
that
man.
way back then. He said that way back then.
Yeah.
It's so impressive.
You can go back to you, Rob. Don't let me tell you that you're a bad person for where you're at, because you're not.
No,
You faced what you had to do. You were in your lane, right?
Yeah,
that's right.
That's your option. You had no other option.
I had no other option.
What other option did you have?
So I got right in position. I knew exactly what was going to take place. And the first year this time, I did home hemo. So I was coming at home. I was putting in my own needles, doing it for about a year until I think I caught the hematoma then. I had this bad cramp. And my wife wasn't at home. My neighbor, she might be online. She's a nurse. She came across to make sure she got me to the hospital and everything. But I wanted to take the responsibility on my own hand. I didn't want to go back to DaVita, even though I'm at DaVita now. But there was a nurse by the name of Miss Carol who taught me how to snap and tap and pull this and create my batches the night before, and how to put my needles into my fistula and give my blood pressure before, my standing pressure and everything, man. We went through the whole 9 yards.
100 options. 100 options that woman gave you. And you ate every last one of them up.
I ate every last piece, man.
Absolutely. Because there are some, and let's be honest, that say,
I ain't doing that.
Woman, there ain't no way that's going to happen. I ain't doing that. I ain't sick. I don't need that.
That's right.
I get that.
That's right. All the time.
But I'm here to tell you, when you grasp it, when you accept it, when you embrace it, and you start walking it, you become a Rob.
That's right.
Nice. I like that.
Nice.
Nice.
And I know several Robs who were on death's door. I saw them in the intensive care unit. And my prayer was always, Lord, you know what to do with this man or this woman. Will you please do it?
Mm-hmm. He's working it.
I didn't do it. He did it.
Right. That's right.
So all this talk, we get. I'm sorry. I took a lot away from you, and I'm sorry that I've done that.
That's okay.
No, man, I like the passion, Ken. I love the passion, because what you're saying right now is exactly how many kidney warriors. It's information they need to know, and it's part of my frustration, because I interview kidney warriors all the time, and many times when I hear their story, sometimes again they're not given the options, and
they're not. No. I had a doctor tell me once, and I'm not laying on doctors here now. I'm just telling you experiences. I asked him, I said, why can't you send your patients to me and let me work with them early on and get them headed to transplant?
Yeah.
I don't want to scare. I don't want to scare them. I said, what do you mean scare them? What are you scaring them? Dialysis is scary, brother.
I think they're already scared of the fact that they have kidney failure.
Definitely, they have no clue what their options are. None. I get so disenchanted with when someone comes on and says, oh, gee whiz, if I'd have known that, well, whose responsibility is it to know it? It's not you. It's your physician.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
And if it's a general practitioner who has no inkling of an idea why you have kidney disease, and he says, well, I'm going to refer you on to the nephrologist, and the nephrologist says, well, I don't want to see him until he's stage 4.
Oh my God.
You need to find a different nephrologist, first of all, and you need to refer me to somebody, because when I have protein in my urine,
right,
I'm dominating this conversation. The protein.
That's all right.
Sorry.
No,
keep going, kid. Don't stop, man.
If you have protein in your urine, no healthy human being has protein in their urine.
Yeah. Amen.
Whether they're 5 years old or 95. 55.
That's right.
Makes no difference. You have it, and you go to the doctor, and he says, well, yeah, you got a little protein in it. Let's just watch it. I go to when somebody tells me that, I said, you need another doctor, buddy, because it ain't going to work for you.
Right.
You don't have to have a referral to see a nephrologist. You can walk into the office.
Well, we know the reason why these things happen, man. If you follow the money, that's where all these.
Let's not get me started now.
Yeah,
it's the truth.
It is the biggest truth ever.
You know what I mean? Between when I found out how much Prograf costs, I said, Jesus Christ.
Right.
Absolutely. Please, Lord.
Staggering.
How could that be?
How can that be that much?
Yes.
For a 60-day supply?
Listen.
That's what made me panic, but I didn't have it because I was like, how am I coming out of my pocket for that?
I have people call me all the time and ask me, how do I'm going to pay for my medicine? We'll find a way. We do.
That's it.
But I don't get all the calls. There are lots of people out there that, I'm just one person. We have to tell more people that this whole thing is about you. It's not about somebody else.
That's right. That's right. It's all about
your
you.
income is not based on money. Your income is based on health.
That's
period.
Right. That's right.
There's no doubt in my mind.
That's right.
And I'm looking at
health
Rob.
Makes your wealth.
That's right. You're right. I look at both of you. I look at a man who gave a kidney. I look at a man who lost kidney function, believe it or not, and could run the risk of losing that one kidney that he has. But guess what? He gets to go to the top of the school, top of the list. He can go in and get a transplant or go on dialysis to stay first rooster out of the pen. He's that. That's the man.
He's that rooster.
Right? He's that first rooster out of the pen, and he's working.
Yeah.
He gets to go to the top of the list. So if you're wanting to donate a kidney, we have plenty of people that are looking. And this is a man that deserves one.
Absolutely.
Everybody deserves one. All
yeah.
right?
That's right.
Rob, that donor's going to come.
I know. I'm waiting for that phone to ring, Kent.
Oh, and it's coming.
My bags is at the front door, man.
Yeah. And tell him to get out of my way. I'm going. Get out of my way. Please get out of my way.
All right. So, Rob, speaking of which, we've got the information scrolling across the screen here. Read that to make sure I got it right, though. So I got this from your Facebook feed. Is that the right phone number?
866-294-3897. Yes, sir.
Okay.
That's the donor's number at Yale. My kidney coordinator is Monica Pendleton at Yale New Haven.
Okay.
She doesn't tell me who calls or who's been tested.
Right.
She doesn't want to get me all hyped up.
She can't.
No, you can't.
But I tell you, this year, I got a call. There was a potential individual who was going into surgery, and they told me that the family already, if he didn't make it through surgery, that I would have a kidney. But lo and behold, the man made it through surgery.
All right.
Amen.
So I was like, that was good news for me. So
that is good news.
But
so,
yeah.
I noticed across.
They got me on the whiteboard somewhere, Rob. So, I know that.
R-O-B.
He's there.
I saw it go across there. I think it said donor blood type. Yeah, donor blood type is B or O.
It's actually B positive.
Right. Let me speak to that. This is me talking, and then we'll get arguments. I understand. I don't care. This is me talking. If you publicize that, what is the AB guy going to do? Is he going to say, "Oh, can I donate to him?"
Right.
It's best to leave, in my opinion, to leave your blood type off because that person is a donor. They have a blood type. Don't care what it is. They can always mix, match, and swap. That's
right. There you go.
So
I'm glad you brought that up.
That's right. And I want you to remember that and don't take it off anything. Just remember when somebody calls you, say, well, I'm blood type A. Well, that's fine.
That's fine.
Just tell them you want to donate to me. Okay.
That's right.
And then they'll say, well, you can't, your blood type's wrong. And then you tell them, well, I want to be altruistic. I want to go ahead and give a kidney so that he can get a kidney.
That's exactly what happened. My buddy Mike Hands, he was B positive and his wife was O, but she still gave the kidney and they found him a B positive kidney.
That's why
the swap program. Yes, sir.
That's why I do not put blood types on the people. You won't see it on my website when they're looking because I think it scares people away. What if they don't have?
Yeah.
I mean, just think about it. I'm just saying. And you'll get arguments. Somebody's going to get on Facebook and call me this and that. And I get it. Fine. But I'm telling you, I have had an experience. I had a man tell me, well, I'm A positive. Why couldn't who could I give it to? I said, you give it to him. We'll get it worked out.
But my last visit, my nephrologist said, well, my case is a little rare. She said you would need someone who's almost a 90% match.
Oh, yes.
Because my antibodies are
Yes.
are so high.
Yes.
And I remember when I was first getting my kidneys, they done changed my Prograf level so many times. I went through the infusions, the change things, because the antibodies, the white blood cells, anything that got underneath my skin, the white blood cells is like, get out of here. You don't belong.
No, I hear you.
Yeah,
the
that's
PRA,
rejection.
So,
your PRA is really high.
So they did tell me my kidney may not respectfully come from Connecticut. It could come from someone in California, someone in Texas.
Oh, California.
You know what I mean? That's what they said. California said your kidney can come from anywhere in the nation.
Because could come from the Virgin Islands or anywhere.
Right.
That's right.
That's right. So you're right. You're absolutely right, man.
Listen, you got success all over you. It's in your face, it's in your hat, it's in your hair. It's gonna happen to you.
It's around me, man.
When you smile.
Thank you, man.
I can tell you from experience that this whole thing is perfectly laid out for you. It's perfectly laid out for everybody if they just ask.
That's right. Open your mouth.
It's and Kent, you bring up a good point. And many times when I interview people in the very beginning, it's very difficult for them to ask. Many people I've talked to, it's hard for them, right? I don't know how it was for you in the beginning, Rob, but obviously you do a podcast now and you're vocal. But how was it for you in the beginning?
In the beginning, well, I felt like I had a responsibility.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? A buddy of mine at the time was running his own little studio, and I asked him, I said, yo, can you allot me an hour of time so I can explain to my family what it is that's necessary to be a donor? So at that point, even I was maybe a month in at dialysis, I was able to travel to New York, and I went up to New York and I had this session with my family and close friends. And I told them what I went through. I told them all the things that happened about putting the catheter in my chest and knowing what creatinine numbers are, and make sure you know what your numbers are. Make sure you know your blood pressure. Anything over this number, you're potentially dealing with kidney disease. So right on the onset, I became a small little activist. But I was reaching out a lot to my friends because my friends lived like me.
Okay,
they hung out like me. They partied like me. They did all the same things I was doing because we was always together. I mean, year after year after year, we did the same things. So I said, if my kidneys are going through this, one of you guys.
And they don't know it.
Y'all don't know it.
You're on the list.
Yeah, I know. I hate to say it, but one of your guys is gonna be next. But I'm trying to prevent y'all guys from doing this. So I used to tell a buddy of mine, stop drinking that Pepsi. Like Ken said, put that Big Mac down. Go cook your food.
Yeah.
Because that's what I had to learn. Because mine. I lost my kidney because of hypertension. So not knowing my sodium intake, I didn't even know there was a barometer for that. You know what I mean? So I learned that I could only have 22 milligrams of salt per day.
Per day, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I had to check the bread. When I eat bread, a slice of bread had 120 milligrams. So if that's 2 slices of bread, that's a sandwich. That's 240. You didn't put no mayonnaise, no cheese, no nothing yet.
Yeah, the hot dog and all that
stuff. Yo, it changed.
Oh, yada.
Everything. And I'm I'm seeing my friends still eat at McDonald's, still eat at the restaurant, still eating pizza. And these are daily routines. This is how we ate as kids because fortunately that was accessible to us. You know what I mean?
You could get at.
That's all you can get at. And that turns into a habit. So now you're just living off of the habits that you've gained throughout your life. But then it don't hit you till you're 30, 40, you're not playing basketball, you're not running around like you used to, so you're not sweating it out, you're a little slower, and it catches up to you. And that's what it caught up to me. I stopped playing basketball, I stopped working out because I started making money. I thought I can be a little leisure, I can hang out, I can chill out. But then that headache, I'll never forget that headache. That headache never went away, man.
In that headache, I had those constantly just before I was diagnosed. And I called them throw up headaches.
Yeah.
They're migraines. Exactly what they're.
Hit me right back here.
Yeah. would start right here, and it just like somebody shot me right through the head, all the way to the back.
And it make you nauseous.
And I could not see. I'd have flashes of light, and
Yes,
I'd go home and lay down, and I was sick laying down. I was sick sitting up. I was sick under the bed. I was sick on top, and it come 3 or 4 times, and I went in. Eventually, my blood pressure is 190 over 110.
Yeah,
and that's what saved my life. But just think of those poor fellas out there that don't go to the doctor. That end up and they come in and mom,
no clue.
Mom finds them in bed and they're flaccid on one side and they've had a stroke and they're only 38 years old. 42.
I was 37. I was 37 going on 38.
I was 37 when I had my transplant. Look at that. So you know what? And I'll tell you what. I got run over by a truck and I got up to see what hit me. It was so bad. But I did it to myself.
That's back to that.
And I'm an educated man.
How about that?
But I also had a disease process called FSGS, which only hits like about 1% of the population worldwide.
Okay.
Very rare. And caused my high blood pressure. And I was just throwing gas on the fire with the beer and the,
right.
poor diet and smoking and all that.
That's right. That's right.
I don't know. Your situation is such that a lot of black folks have high blood pressure and don't even know it.
But it's because of poor diet.
Exactly.
And we take on this traditional lifestyle that we live like how our grandparents live. So the way they cook a ham is the way your mother cook a ham, and the way you taught to cook a ham.
That's right.
Tradition.
But it's just through tradition, and we have to learn how to break that and find an alternative way. Like I said, although we ate like that, my grandmother also she grew cucumbers, she grew tomatoes, she grew peas.
And you grew to eat them. You ate those too.
You ate them. There was a time. I remember there's a time I didn't go to the supermarket for produce. I went to my grandmother's house.
Absolutely.
We went to the butcher for meat. We didn't go to the supermarket.
Imagine that.
I remember those days. But when you look now in the supermarket, everything's packed and wrapped and
put full of preservatives and
but where are
the E. coli? Yeah.
Where are the supermarkets? They're not in low income areas. They're not in the low income areas.
No.
And on my podcast, we talked about food insecurity, where, to find a healthy tomato might be 20, 30 miles, or you got to get on a bus or a train to get to it.
You can't do it.
You can't do that. You know what I'm saying?
Way. So it's not going to happen.
There's a young lady that she has a farm, and she's going to teach. I'm going to learn from her how to set up aquaponic farms. Now, aquaponic farms is just a way of raising your fish with growing vegetables. So you use the poop.
Cool.
It's a symbiotic system where the fish waste becomes nutrients for the plants, and the plants clean out the water that's coming for the plant, and it goes right back in the tank for the fish. And it's called aquaponics.
Similar to a kidney.
How about that?
Yeah.
How about that? And that's nature doing. That's when I talk about meditation, listening to nature.
Yeah.
A lot of times nature will show you exactly what you need to do.
For real.
Yeah.
For real. Yeah.
But no one's paying attention to the trees.
I know.
No one's watching how water comes, tide, ebb and flow. These things are just out of our mind because we're so much enamored with things that pull us, just distract us.
Yeah.
And we don't have this time to think of ourselves or think to ourselves, well, what does that mean? Why do trees do that? Like I told you about, my thought affecting every cell. I read that and I was like, wow, that makes sense though. And when you give a little time to it, and you be like, oh wow, I could have been doing this all my life. But no one, they didn't teach that in my high school. I know that.
There was only girls in high school when I was in high school. I didn't have that business of studying and reading and stuff like that. Yeah. My dad told me all the time, you aren't going anywhere, buddy. I said, going in the Army, Dad. I'll be fine. Don't worry about it.
When I was a teenager, it was girls and music.
Yeah, that's right. There's no, yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's a good one. Most of the time, there's a lot of talk about genetic testing now, and I had a gal on that's going to do. Her name is Shah, Payal Shah. She's Indian, and she has her PhD in pharmacology.
Okay.
Good friend. And she'd been on twice, and she wanted to do something on genetic testing, which is like, it's way out in the pasture to me. I know about it, I understand it, I get it, but I don't really know that. She gave a great podcast on that the other day. I think it's just look for it.
Okay.
But I think you would be at advantage to come on my podcast, and Payal could come on your podcast and talk about medicine. Okay.
Medicine.
Yeah.
Bingo.
Let's make it happen.
That's right. We can do that. I think we should start exchanging our guests, because I don't get to, but 2,000 or 3,000 people listen. Okay. And maybe 1,000 listen. They listen in all over the country.
Yeah.
But I want her to hit in an area where she doesn't get too much, and she would do it.
Some exposure.
Bang you, just like that. All I got to do is call.
I send an email at night. Let's do it.
All right, when we're done. We'll get together and we'll start packaging some stuff up.
All right, let's make this happen, guys.
Sure. Yep.
We're nearing the end here. We've actually gone over what we normally do, but I keep it going when I feel the vibe, and this, I definitely felt the vibe. This was very positive. I'm so glad we did this together, gentlemen.
Oh, God.
Thank you for having me, man. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much.
Jeff. Yo, Jeff, if you're watching.
Yeah.
Yeah, and shout out to my twin brother, Jeff. Yeah. Amen. If he, it's really early in the morning, his time right now, but he'll catch the replay or something. But
nice.
Anyway, so I'm gonna Kent, just real briefly, any words of encouragement, or what would you say to Rob before we go?
Call me.
All right, I like it. Yeah.
Say less. Say less, man.
Good. All right. So
just call. Get a hold of me.
Okay. So
what I got, you can have.
That's right. Nice. I appreciate that,
Kent. Let's all come together and be united. I love that. So, Kent, I want to say thank you. It's been more than I expected. This was powerful. It's given him hope. It's given other people hope, and hope is what I'd like to give people, because that's what the Warriors Quest show is all about. And this is powerful in regards to giving people hope tonight. I'm very, very glad we did this. Thanks for coming on.
Do you have time for one little story?
Yes.
I have a very dear friend who was very close to me in church. He was I'm 70 years old now, and this was 2 years ago. So he had pancreatic cancer, and I remember going up to see him in the intensive care unit, and Pastor and I went to see him, and we sat there and we had prayer with him, and he had just had a biopsy, and it wasn't good. It was stage 4, and it was already metastasized.
Wow.
And I took a look at it as Pastor was talking to him after the prayer, and I said, Wally, what do you want to say? I know there's something in your heart, and what is it you want to say? We'll listen. And he said, is there any hope? Is there any hope?
Mm-hmm.
And Pastor said to him, Wally, there's always hope. That's all he said to him while he died 4 hours later.
Wow.
That's serious.
So, to end on a really good positive note, bless you, Wally. You made me a believer.
Nice.
And bless you, Rob.
Thank you, sir. Bless you too, man.
All right.
Thanks, Kent.
Appreciate your time, Kent, man.
Thank you very much.
You'll be hearing from you soon, Kent.
Yes, man. He's got all my info. KidneySolutions.org.
There you go.
All right. Okay, let's do this, guys. Thanks, Kent.
Thank you, Jared. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
A lot.
All right. So, Rob, I just wanted to give you a moment to give a shout out to whomever you want to shout out, and maybe give Anybody else who is listening, maybe just say, just do you, bro.
Yo, shout out my wife. She is the catalyst of it all. My man G just popped up there. What up, G? But shout out my wife because she's been the inspiration. She's helped me turn my life around. She's been a tough cookie, man. She's a low firecracker. So when I get on the line, she straightens me up. She's helped me change my diet. She's helped me change my perspective on life. She's given me the opportunity to do things that I've dreamed about doing. And I owe my life to her. I also want to shout out a couple of my friends, my buddy Shannon, who is a co-host with me with No Ideas Original. For all those who don't know, I do run a podcast called No Ideas Original on YouTube.
Okay.
And we talk about open subjects and topics, whether it's sports, politics, life, health, entrepreneur, anything to support, our community and bigging up our community. That's what our podcast is about. Shout out my moms, my sister, and my family, man, my daughters, my son. That's pretty much it, man. My man Mike Hands, who just received his kidney. Shout out to Steve, because Steve was my guy back in Baltimore. I love you too, G. That's my homie Gary. That's on check. But yeah, man, I got a great support system. And I know I'm gonna get a kidney. I know I'm gonna be out back in the world and doing outreach and helping people. I'm about knowledge, Jared. I'm about knowledge first, man, and about educating people about what kidney disease is, or any disease for that matter. But the way you beat disease first is how you think and how you live, man. We gotta change how we living. We gotta change how we eating. We got to change our habits. I know we stuck to them. We like French fries. We like burgers. We like pizza. But those are all traditionally bad food for us, man. Mm-hmm. They taste good, but they're not good for us. It's not that they're not food for the long haul. They're short period stuff, man. And if you want to live a short life, continue eating that stuff, man, for real. So outside of that, I'm glad you brought me on board. The brother Jeff, shout out to Jeff, your brother, your twin. I didn't even know y'all was twins. I said, yo, Jeff, where you live? He said, I'm in Abu Dhabi. I'm like, oh, you got stamps. You got stamps on your. I said, I'm not even gonna be able to see you. I was like, oh man. But I've been waiting for an opportunity to actually do this. I'm not afraid of being in front of a camera or talking in front of a crowd, especially with this, because I've been dealing with it so long. Mm-hmm. It's second nature.
Right.
So now I just feel like I'm just a beacon of light to shed some light on some people about health and about awareness that they may not, which I know some of them are not aware of. That's all.
Well, man, wow. I'm rooting for you. I'm a big fan already. You're a guy who just is searching and thirsting for knowledge, and your positivity and everything that you stand for is just inspiring. And man, I will be elated. I will be just so happy when you hit me up and let me know when that call comes. So
absolutely, you be the first one. You be right on that list, Jared.
That's right. But as I haven't said it yet this on this broadcast, but please don't be stingy. Okay, please share, everybody. Let's get this word out for everybody. Okay, we need to get this out. Your homeboys chiming in again. Let's get this message out, okay, to as many people as possible so that we can broadcast this, from mountaintop to anywhere else where we can make sure that anybody who's not heard that he needs a donor gets the word. All right. So please share this. Don't be stingy. All right. So homie, I'm glad we did this.
Let's get up again, man. Let me know, man. I'm here anytime. Anytime.
All right, man. This is good. Thank you so much. And all right, I'm gonna hit you up. I'm gonna keep in contact with you. And man,
send me Kent's information too.
I will.
I can talk to Kent
for sure, man. And Jonathan Traylor lives in Kerrville, Texas. Jonathan Traylor is the guy that I talked about. I had Jonathan Traylor on the Warriors Quest show the beginning of August. All right, so this is there's some past broadcasts that you can watch, but I had him on the Warriors Quest show. He was looking for a kidney. All right, he was looking for a kidney donor, and I had him on my show, and just like within 2 weeks, all of a sudden I see on Facebook that he's gotten a call and he found a kidney. It just, God works in mysterious ways, right?
But he's always on time, baby.
Yeah, don't be stingy is what I say. Yes, he is always on time, and he works. He's acutely aware of everything you do and everything we all do, and but we are so much more in charge, like you put it. Okay, that. And even Janelle said this. And I know that I was going to end the show and we just keep on talking about
we can go all day.
Yeah, but Janelle said this, earlier. I'm going to see if I can find the comment here. Hold on. Here we go. Here it is. So faith without work is dead, okay? And I believe this wholeheartedly. So that's why I say don't be stingy, because we need people to put forth some action, all right? We need to share. We need to do things and move this along, because as powerful, and I believe it is, that we pray together, okay? We come together and pray, okay? Everybody please kneel down or say a prayer in your heart, or however you want to pray. Pray for Rob, but do more than just pray, because if you feel inspired like I feel inspired tonight from his incredible story, okay, and you feel stirred within like I do, and you feel the passion, okay, if you feel that, that's from God, okay, act on it. Don't be scared to act on it when you feel inspired.
Talk about it.
Something, okay, act on it, and when we act on it, great things happen, because that means faith is not dead, all right? We're putting forth action, okay, and without it, it's dead, okay, and with action, all right, or with faith, okay, is also hope. All right, so I want to, again, talk about that just briefly, is that, okay, hope is powerful because that's connected with the faith. Without hope, we can't have faith. It's together, okay? It's married together. We can't have one without the other. But if we have hope, okay, we have a greater vision for a better future, all right? And that's what I'm seeing for you, Rob. I've got a vision of you, okay?
That vision.
With Janelle and your family and everybody else, your great support
and growing tomatoes.
That's right, tomatoes. All right, and cucumbers. Throw some cukes in there in the
yeah.
All right, but
that's right.
All right. So with all that being said, okay, we can only do so much. I need everybody to help us. All right, we do great things together. Okay, people, let's get united and make this happen. We can do great things together. I want great things to happen for Rob. So please do something and let's move forward, move this forward. All right. Anyway, God bless you. God bless your whole family.
Too,
all right.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome, man.
See you soon, man.
All right. See you soon. Bye-bye. All right, guys, man, we've heard from a great soul, two great people tonight. I've been honored to have a super co-host. I'm so thankful that Kent Bressler came on. Man, he brought up some great points, and I love his passion. All right, one thing that I just love is guest and co-host that have passion. Both of them brought it tonight. An incredible story of overcoming from Rob. And then we've got a co-host who just really brought it and showed some raw passion. I love passion. So thank you for tuning in. Thank you for giving this spotlight tonight and shedding light on Rob. Please continue, all right, to fan this flame, okay? Keep it lit, and let's keep this going. Light it like a firecracker. Let's keep it going, all right? Broadcast this anywhere you can about Rob's message. Thank you so much. All right, peace. I'm out. I want to find an outro. Hold on. I got it somewhere over here. I got it in my pocket. All right, here we go. Boom.